Hi everyone, this is Aria Craig, your empowerment and leadership strategist for moms, in particular single, divorced, and blended moms. And this is another segment of Ask Aria. So, what I like to do is every Thursday at 7 p.m., I like to come on with some questions that have been presented to me from whether it be via DM through Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, even through my email or in person. So I like to come on to kind of just answer some of the burning questions that you guys have. So this segment is going to be more so around entrepreneurship and also a question on corporate leadership. What I try to do is every week I try to combine the leadership and entrepreneurship questions, and then combine the parenting and the relationship questions, because you guys have a lot of, when I'm on panels, I have a whole lot of questions about relationships, and those are the panels I've been in for the most part for the past couple of weeks. But now what I'm going to do is just start answering them through Ask Aria. So if you have any questions, please send them to my email, aria@ariacraig.com. Send them through the Facebook page, my Facebook Strategist for Moms, which is my Facebook page for the Mile Movement. Also, you can get in touch with me on Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn, Aria Craig. So the questions that I have, the first question that I'm going to present is the one on corporate leadership. So the question is, what makes people want to follow a leader in a position above them? I think that's a good question. I actually had to think about that for a minute when I got the question, because there's a lot that goes into that. And I only have a few minutes, because I don't want to keep you guys very long. But I would have to say the three main characteristics of a leader. You have to look to see what that person is in terms of whether they have those characteristics of a leader. Of course, you're not going to want to follow somebody who you don't want to emulate in some type of way, or get some type of suggestions or pointers from for your success in life, whether it's professional or personal. So I would have to say, look to see if they have what their level of integrity is, because everybody doesn't have integrity, or some people have integrity, but their level is very low. So when I'm talking about integrity, I'm more so talking about their influence over others. Do they have the type of character that draws people in? That makes you feel good and makes you smile at the end of the day, and you say, wow, I really like this person's style. I really like the way that this person handled this with class and a level of respect for themselves that they are demanding from others. And they also don't put themselves on such a pedestal, but they have a particular character of themselves that is of respect, is of a quality that people really like, and are drawn to. So that's what I talk about when I said integrity. And also their values kind of go hand in hand with integrity, because of course if they have values, they're going to demonstrate that in their walk, in their everyday walk. Another thing, number two, would be a level of trust. If you cannot trust that person, and we're talking about now in the scope of corporate America, if you can't trust your supervisor, not been in that situation before, if you can't trust them, if they're constantly being deceitful or they're lying about something, they're going into their meetings with their boss or other representatives, and they're making it seem like the work that you put in and that you did and that you exerted, all the energy that you put into a particular project or a particular assignment, and they're taking credit for it, that's not really somebody that you want to work for. And you also want to bring it to the attention of others. When I say others, I mean others like their manager, in a very cool way. Like, if, so, say for instance, this was an example that somebody else gave in a meeting that I was at a while ago. If your boss or someone in a higher position than you likes your thoughts about something or your plan about something, and then they kind of just put a spin on it in an email or on a call that you happen to be on, you can be cool and say, yeah, that's exactly why I mentioned that to you. So I thank you for valuing what I said, or the advice that I gave you, or the plan that I created that I shared with you. You can be very slick with how you do that, so that other people know that, oh, that was her idea, and that other person doesn't take all the credit. But again, if it's a person that you work for, that they're not really a person who you feel like you can trust, that's with any relationship, that's going to be very uncomfortable. So I would advise you to do the best that you can, and then start looking for another position outside of that department or out from under that person. But a level of trust is a high level of trust is what people look for in a leader when they want to follow them, because that brings about a sense of camaraderie, a sense of community, a sense of security that you want to work with this person and for them. The third one I would say would be accountability. All I've worked again, even at my last job, I worked for managers who were really good with being accountable for their actions. They will apologize. They would say, that was my fault. I dropped the ball on this one. What can we do to get back on track? Something of that sort. But if you do have people to where they pass the managers or supervisors or executives that pass the blame to their team, like that person didn't do this and that person didn't do that, and if people are above them know that you're there to manage that process, like you have deadlines put in place, and they have the deadlines put in place to make sure that those things are done. So it actually rolls up to them, and that's kind of why they know that, and they know it's going to make them look bad, so they'll pass the blame on to somebody on their team. I've dealt with that myself. So if they're not going to be accountable for their actions and say, you know what, again, that's my fault, or I didn't explain that, because sometimes it could be an issue of communication. That's my fault. I thought I was clear in the way that I explained that. Obviously I was, and I apologize. Something like that sort, to where they know that they're human. They you're going to have errors. They're going to make errors, and if they can, and it makes you feel good with them knowing that, okay, they made a mistake and they're willing to apologize. They don't feel like they're so much better than anybody else. They're willing to apologize, and we're all at this point saying, what can we do to get this accomplished? So those are the three things that I would say that people want to look for in a leader if they want to follow them. The second question is more from an entrepreneurship standpoint. I have the questions written here, so you're going to see me look off to the side here and there because I'm reading off the question. And actually, I had some answers when I saw the question. I wanted to make sure I had some answers, so I had some really good information to share and some really thought-provoking answers to give you. So the second question is from an entrepreneur standpoint, and it's about ethics. The question is, how do you draw that line between what's best for your company as it relates and as it relates to your clients and employees, which I thought was a really good one. So it kind of goes back to the question of being a leader. All of these characteristics in terms of being a leader are what you're going to have as an entrepreneur, because you want people to buy your product. That's what it boils down to. When you have your brand, you're creating a brand and you're marketing your brand because you want people to associate your brand with something, whatever that is that you're an expert at. You want people to think of you as a first point of contact, the first place that they're going to go and buy, or the first service that they're going to go and purchase to get that particular service, or whatever it is, whether it be consulting, coaching, whatever the service is. It could be massages, whatever the service is. You want them to think, when they hear massage, or when they hear leadership, or when they hear specially baked cookies, I don't know, that you are the person that they will go to for that product or service. Your values definitely have to be in alignment. Your values have to be in alignment with that, and so does consistency with those values. When people have opened their businesses, they basically have like this vision statement that lets them know the direction that they're going to go with their business, and they could change it up along the way as their business gets bigger. They can include different business models or change their business models, but their values are more so going to be the same, and they're pretty much going to go with the same type of look for the same type of client avatar, unless they expand their business model. But it's that even still may be the same. They might be looking for something an avatar, but with different characteristics, so some sort of adjustment to the characteristics. So knowing what your values are and knowing that level of integrity, that line you're not going to cross, is going to help in your company. It's going to help other people know how to it's going to boost your your power, your position in that particular industry, and people more likely will buy from you. People are also going to more likely want to work for you if they really like what you do, like your brand, like what you bring. When you're doing all of this marketing and you have these messages and these statements that you're trying to convey to an audience about your company and yourself in your company as a CEO or owner, they're going to more than likely want to get to know you and want to even if for people who want to be in that same industry, they're going to probably contact you and say, are you hiring? Because you're going to be kind of like a mentor for me, and I want to get to learn more about what you do and work for you because I like your business. So that boosts not only just your position in this particular industry, but it also boosts the company morale for the employees that work there and people who may potentially want to work for your company. That's all I have for now. Like I said, I just wanted to take a few minutes of your time to answer a couple of questions in this Ask Aria segment. If you have any questions that you want me to address or you want me to answer, make sure you send them to me, aria@ariacraig.com. If you want to, by any chance, if you have any business, if you kind of stuck from a business, from a professional development standpoint, or from a personal standpoint, from where you are now and where you want to be, keep in mind that 2018 is around the corner. You need that support and someone that's going to advocate from your behalf. I was a single mom. I'm a married mom. I have an MBA. I also have experience in project management. So I took all that together and I created and also in finance. So I took all that together and I created my own consulting business, coaching and consulting business. And I also have another business on the side where I work with attorneys. So if you have anything that you want, if you are stuck in that place of I'm here and I'm trying to move here, and especially before the end of the year or the beginning of the year, I want to start fresh with a strategy or a plan, contact me. I can be able to help you and support you. Go through and schedule an appointment through the scheduling tool on my website, www.ariacraig.com. In addition, I have a webinar that's coming up for those of you who want to be an author. I'm a best-selling author, and I get this question all the time, and there's more to it than just answering in a couple of minutes. So what I decided to do was create a webinar, 7 o'clock p.m. on the 16th, 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on 11/16. That's next week, Thursday. That I'm going to be answering a couple of burning questions on how to, tips, giving you a lot of good information in about 45 minutes on tips on writing that book and becoming a best-selling author. And also in addition to that, if you are in need of somebody to speak for your organization, whether it's an organization like a church, a nonprofit organization, if it is an organization that's like corporate America, if it is an event or a conference or even a group, if you need someone to speak that's more from like an empowerment standpoint for women or for moms, I'm your girl. So give me a call, contact me, 877-534-4293. That's 877-534-4293. Or you can also go to the scheduling tool on my website, www.ariacraig.com, and I will definitely look forward to speaking with you then. Until next time, have a good one. Bye.